What's going on, ERB sports fans? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about defensive war and how that might predict who could be in for a breakout season. Stick around. All right, guys, we are looking at the 2022 results for Major League Baseball for the defensive war stats, ranked in order from best to worst. Up there at the top, you can see Pittsburgh Pirates third baseman Ke'Bryan Hayes had a WAR of 3 last year defensively. Many regard him as an elite defender, but the one guy we're going to talk about first is Nolan Arenado, because in this list of defensive war category, Nolan Arenado is largely regarded as one of the most elite defender and offensive combo players in the league, with an OPS of 891 there, definitely along the level of elite for his position as well as for the league. He is a constant staple in defensive war stats overall. But in this list, many of these guys are not elite offensive players, but they are elite defenders. Now, going through this list, we are going to try and cherry pick who I think might be guys to take a look at from the sports card hobby perspective when it comes to improvement in their OPS overall. First, we look here at Ke'Bryan Hayes. Ke'Bryan Hayes had an OPS of 659, not on an elite level, but overall pretty solid. Brendan Rodgers, not an elite OPS, a little bit better than Ke'Bryan Hayes. Overall, some of these guys are not regarded by many as kind of hobby darlings. Tommy Edman, another one here. He's a good solid defender with an average OPS in the top 100. Continuing on down the line, we're going to go to the next guy here, Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena was the World Series MVP from last year. Kind of a surprise. He's already 26 years old, but a solid defender and pretty good offensively overall. And when it mattered most, he was there to deliver for his team. He's a guy that I have my eye on to see how he matures in the year 26 season, to see if he gets better from last year. Obviously, that World Series MVP could be a fluke, but let's see how this one plays out. Overall, I think many of the guys on this list, as I was saying, are not necessarily guys that you would regard offensively as elite. Now, this guy here could be one of those guys. Andres Gimenez was a 2021 rookie, really solid OPS, really solid batting average, good all-around player. Many on his team, including Jose Ramirez, regard him as potentially a very elite level player. He is a little bit undersized, but overall I think Andres Gimenez, given his age, I believe he's only entering his age 24 season, as you can see there, born in 1998. He's a guy that I have my eye on, and I've had my eye on for quite some time. Ha-Seong Kim is another one that I think surprised people. He's a little bit older, came over from Japan. Ha-Seong Kim definitely has a solid OPS overall. Good defender, but with Fernando Tatis coming back to play in that lineup, I'm not sure what the future playing time will look like for Ha-Seong Kim. Moving right along, we are going to take a look at Dansby Swanson, who moved positions this year from the Braves up to the Chicago Cubs, the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. That could be good for his offensive statistics, so keep an eye out for Dansby Swanson. And also his teammate, Nico Hoerner, who had a pretty solid WAR last year of 2, with an average OPS of around 730. Overall, not too bad from Nico Hoerner. Still is 25 years old overall, not definitely old by any means, but one guy that I would think could have a breakout season coming up. Only a few more guys we're going to take a look at here. We're going to talk about Dalton Varsho next. Dalton Varsho got traded in the offseason from the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Toronto Blue Jays. Dalton Varsho had a pretty solid offensive season. He is from my home state of Wisconsin. He is 26 years old. He plays catcher and outfield. And I do believe with the Walls moving in with a solid defensive WAR already, he could be in for a really good season coming up. And then I believe we're just going to talk about a few more guys here. Adley Rutschman, we're going to talk about him. He has a rookie card in this year's 2023 Series 1. He had a pretty good OPS last year. Actually, probably one of the best OPSs overall, given the fact that he was in his rookie season last year. And then we're going to talk about Cal Raleigh, who is Julio Rodriguez's teammate next. Cal Raleigh is a catcher. Cal Raleigh is 26 years old. He's a little bit older, but had a pretty good OPS at 774. Not too bad from him. And then as we kind of close things out here, we're going to talk about Michael Harris next. Michael Harris was the Rookie of the Year last year. Had, again, a very solid OPS at 853. I think that could be in line for an improvement. He is only 22 years old. Is that hard to believe that he is 22 years old? I did not know he was that young. How about that? That is definitely some guy to keep an eye out for in the future. And then as we kind of scroll down the bottom of the top 50 here, another name I'll point out is Steven Kwan. Steven Kwan also plays on the same team as Andres Jimenez. He is a undersized player, just like Jimenez, entering his age 25 season, but overall, he had a pretty solid defensive WAR at 1. Maybe not the most solid defender, but still good nevertheless. And that pretty much concludes the list of guys that I think defensively could be in for a breakout this year if they match an offensive output similar to what they are capable of defensively. These guys could have very, very solid wars coming up in the seasons to come. So let me know what you guys think. Am I completely off base here? Is this a very, very bad way of predicting who could be in for a breakout season in 2023? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for the outro. Anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed my commentary on how I think these players could be in for a breakout season in 2023. Many of them were rookies in the most recent years, and we'll have to see how this year plays out. Defensive stats matter. We'll see if these guys improve offensively to match Nolan Arenado in an elite defensive offensive combo to have great careers ahead. Thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Appreciate everybody's time, and I'll see you next time.